certificate, right? But here the case is a little bit complicated. If you don't pass the exams, then there is no way out I can award you the certificate. Why? Because we don't give certificate to people who will not defend the certificate outside there. Like tomorrow, if I give you a certificate and there you do not perform it, or you do not really master what you people have been given. So these people, like, they may ask, where did you acquire your training? Then you say, at Eagle High. Oh, so you mean at Eagle High they don't teach people well, or what is the problem? So we don't like such kind of answer to come on our or to our site, to our institution. That's why we always have that. So what will happen, for instance, if you fail the exam? Yes, if you fail the exams, then I will advise you, like, to come and repeat what we call those specific packages that you do not do well in altogether. Yeah. So, like, for instance, if you didn't do well in access, then I will not ask you to come for the whole packages. I will say, please come and attend access. It may last maybe for 1 week or 2 weeks. Then I give you again the certificate. I mean the exams. Then once you pass, then finally I can give you the certificate altogether. That's that. All right, before we continue, is there any question concerning what we have just talked to? Okay. Let's continue. In this course, we're just going to train you how to use computer. Period. Because some people, like, they may get confused. Yeah, I have come for a training, and others at the end will ask, now, when are we going to learn how to repair a computer? Well, in this course, we don't repair, okay? Here, you're going to learn how to use the computer. Like, for instance, if you're a working class, then you're going to learn in such a way that, for instance, if you got computers in your offices, then you will be able just to use it. Of course, in that office of yours, maybe they are IT departments. So those who are in IT department, of course, that's their role. They'll be the one, like, for instance, in case the computer has got a problem, they'll call them, they'll come and fix for you. Once it's working, then they will go. They'll be the one to use it. Here we are looking at how we can apply computer in our day-to-day life. For instance, if you're a student, you should be able to use computer in your life, in your studies life, okay, in your education. If you're working class, you should see at how you can use computer in order to, let's say, make your work progress with the help of a computer altogether. So we are progressing. First, we are going to look at introduction to computer. Now, who has ever used a computer? Let me ask before we continue. Who has ever used a computer? Anybody, please? Anyway, I wanted us to make our class to be interactive, okay? Yes, I don't want a kind of student where you always leave the teacher to talk. Otherwise, we will not gain a lot. Like, what I'm trying to emphasize here is, whenever a question is being raised, like, if you have a clue, I'm not saying, okay, when a question is asked, it doesn't mean necessarily that you know the answer, like the exact answer. But if you have a clue about what is being asked, then just give. Okay? Then there you can get the correct. So, is there anybody who has ever used a computer? Let me see. A show of hand. Have you? Okay. Has anybody ever seen a computer? You've seen? How about you? Have you seen a computer?
Well, I might have seen it, but we have not used it.
All right, that's good. Those are good answers. Now, we have seen a computer, but we have not used, right? Yes. There is a question there. What is a computer? Somebody can try. Yeah, you try. Give us. Tell us. Good. Good trial. I need somebody to at least modify to make it sound perfect. Pamela, tell us. What is a computer?
It's a device that stores data.
Okay. Anybody with a different idea about computer? Okay. Now, your answers are all correct. Okay? Your answers are correct. But before we can look at the real definition, let's look there. They say computer is derived from the word compute. And the word compute means to calculate. So what happened? Computer is derived from the word compute. And the word compute means to calculate. And somebody again say a computer is a device. So should we say that computer is a device for calculation or not? Should we? Come on guys. Alright. I would say computer is a device for calculation. They are very correct. You see, they say we apply operations like plus, sign, multiplication, division, etc. for complex calculation. By the way, you should understand that a computer is a device that was invented for the purpose of doing calculation. Period. A question may ask itself, now, if the main purpose that led to the invention of computer is calculation, now, do humans fail to do calculation? Of course, the answer is no. Why? They invent computer to perform complex calculation. You see, human mind can do the calculation, but when it becomes when the calculation becomes more complex, then our mind becomes so limited altogether. So they say complex calculation take longer time when it comes to humans, and accuracy also is another factor which gave birth to the creation of a device or machine called a computer. So see there, the last point. They say a computer is a programmable electronic device that operates under software instructions which takes in raw data, store it, and manipulate it. It manipulates the data to produce meaningful information. Now, look at the definition. It's very long, right? Okay. Alright. Maybe you can summarize it. The definition of a computer. You can say, computer is a device that takes in, processed, and output data into meaningful information. Simple. Now, to understand it deeply, let's, for instance, if you're a student, it's unfortunate that in our country, computer usage is not common in our schools. But when you go to developed countries, you'll find that even primary kids, they are using computers in their schools, okay? So, let's say maybe you have pushed your level of education maybe up to secondary. And in secondary, maybe you may be given an assignment. And in that assignment, they'll say, okay, this is the assignment. Go and do it. Go and make a research. After that, you type for me, okay? Type the assignment, and at the end, you print it out. So what happened? Which device are we going to use for typing? Computer, right? Yes. So how do we call that process of typing? We are inputting the data Data is unprocessed information, raw information, right? Yes. We input data into the computer. What the computer does, it is processed. It is processed and then finally it outputs. Output means it gives out what? The information. Okay? Yeah, you can just take this information. I mean, an example like if you wanted to memorize the definition of a computer, you can just say it's a device that inputs, process, and output data into meaningful information. Altogether, are we through with that? Good. Now let's look at computer system. Now we can, before that, we need to understand the word system, right? So what is a system? Anybody can try? What's a system? Fine. Let me say human body. Human body is considered to be a system, right? In biology, those who might have reached secondary. Human body is a system. Why? Because it consists of different components. And those components are what? The organs, right? Yes, you have the head, the arms, you have the... Yeah. So these different parts are like when they work together, they become a system. You go out there, they've got music system, right? Which consists of amplifier. You have anyway, you people know that one better than me. Fine. Now, computer is also considered to be a system. Why? Because it also comprises of different components altogether. Now, look at this. How do you call that? This thing you're seeing. I mean, how do you call this? Come on, guys. Let's just use our plain English. This screen. The screen. Very good. Yeah, it's a screen, right? Yeah. Why hesitating? We have come here to learn. And if you're that kind of person who wants to learn, you always don't hesitate. This is a screen, okay? And this is what? A mouse. How about this? A keyboard. How about this? Alright. Some people call it a brain of a computer. Others they call it CPU. But here we call it system unit. This is system unit. A CPU is also another component inside this. Now, this one is screen. It's a layman's language. Okay? Screen is a layman's language. Out there they call it screen. Fine. Yeah, we understand that it is this. But here you have come to a computer class. From today onwards, it's no longer called screen. It's called monitor. Altogether. Yes. So this one, this guy, he has tried. Yeah, we like his answer. Otherwise, if it is an exam, I would have given him half mark. Givable, 0. Fine. We say computer is a system. A system, of course, these are group of components. And when you look at computer, when you talk of computer system comprise of basically 3 components. Altogether, they comprise of 3 components. 1, hardware. 2, software. 3, user. Altogether, we say computer system comprise of 3 different components. They are totally different. Those 3 components, they are different. Number 1, we have software, we have hardware, we have user. But again, you will realize that hardware is just a hardware. Then software is, it can be broken down, okay, into 2 types. We have system software and an application software. Let's look at that. They say in order for a computer to do work, you need to have hardware. And then again, we need to have what? We need to have what?
This is a-
And then we need